Here we are today in Enderby looking at a roof for a Jeremiah, and he's just concerned about an area that's pooling water up there. So we'll go clean it up and see what we can see. Yeah, so this is the main area of concern, this low slope section here. The water is pooling up here. We can see it's like a low spot on the roof, but the drain's all the way back there. So I'll just have to clear all this snow out to see what the heck is going on here. There's a frozen layer in this whole channel all the way down, and like I said, there's no drain here. The drain's like all the way back there, so this roof is essentially negatively sloped. Not the best. Yeah, I found our drain here. It's not clogged or frozen or anything like that. There's no pool here, but obviously all the way over here we got quite a bit of pool, so that water's never gonna make it all the way to the drain. So we'll have to, you know, either build it up a bit here, or maybe what might be even better option is just putting a drain here instead of trying to redirect all this water towards there. You know, it might be better to just put another drain in right at this end to actually allow that to drain. You can see, I don't know if it comes through on the camera, but like you can see it's pretty cracked. Like there's a big crack just right through the center of the membrane right there the whole way. Might be a good opportunity to just coat the whole roof here with the Castagra. It's a vent pipe. Looks like they've just kind of made it work. I don't know where the actual black pipe went for these ones, but it looks like it had them at one point, because they still got a bunch of silicone in the hole like that one, but I guess it's gone now. I'll expose this area because this could be problematic where they've just kind of torched up on the angle. It could be cracking there. I think there was an issue with the water actually hitting these drains, so I think we'll probably clear off this roof a little bit as well. Yeah, so there's concern that this side of the roofs leading up to this scupper drain here were climbing. But as you can see, I cleared a little bit of snow. There's next to no water just sitting in that edge. It's a little bit here, but I think we've run into the issue of the water has to come from all the way over there, all the way to here just to drain. I mean, you'd expect to see a little bit of water. But we'll have another look over at this one and see what this drain looks like. There doesn't seem to be a lot of water piling up on either side of the scupper, so I would assume it's doing its job. Yeah, there's no significant standing water through this area behind me. Nothing like what we saw over there. This is all sloped downwards towards that scupper pretty aggressively. You can feel it when you walk up it. But then they got a drain at this top corner too, but we don't have much water pooling up around this edge. I mean, ideally it looks like this might be a little bit of a low, like a guy could put a drain here if he wanted, but I don't think that this is actually not functioning as it should. Seems all right to me. Honestly, with this here, because it's old, you know, it wouldn't be very hard to suggest maybe we cut this out, cut the mast down into the roof there, and then we could sheet over it and Castagra the opening at the top to make that flat and just give it one less possibility of leaking in the first place, just as a suggestion. Obviously, working around the power mast, you're gonna wanna be frickin' careful. All the house's power runs through that. Yeah, I'd say like this is not quite done right. Like there's obviously no positive lap, even though it's a low slope roof, not the end of the world, but this would be silicone reliant. Like I can just pull the silicone or tar, whatever was used, right out of there. If it was a steeper slope, it'd be a good area to suggest notching whatever material to get positive lap. Like this should be under the upside. This is pretty flat, so they just put it on top with some kind of sealant, but this will probably cause problems down the road. So we'll probably suggest putting some kind of coating on top of that, probably Castagra on top of that perimeter, just to seal that up more long term. Typically on all these level ones, like, I mean, it's a little bit of a pain in the butt because we're clearing snow, but I'd be tempted to check out every protrusion through the roof. So we've already seen ones that are problematic on the others, so you best be checking them all out at that point. You know, a couple things on visual: the shingles that are over top of the plastic should have at least came halfway through, so that's something that ain't exactly desirable. And then we've got exposed nails all around it, which ideally they'd have silicone on top of them. So that's kind of what I'm noticing at first glance here at this vent. Plus it's just been globbed in tar at the top edge, so I imagine possibly they had an issue with it at some point, would be my best guess. Homeowner just moved in a month ago, and he actually had a leak here, so I'm pretty sure he came up here and tarred and siliconed some things. It looks like this silicone right here is fresh, so I'd imagine he was up here siliconing. I can see some fresh silicone along the perimeter here. When you start stacking silicone on silicone or tar on tar, it's never gonna quite seal it up properly. You're probably gonna have, it might temporarily fix you for the time being, but you're probably gonna have a reoccurring issue down the line. Once again, it seems like this overlap isn't very good. Like it probably should have came one more row possibly on top of this flashing. Like this row could have been on top, just to try and get about halfway of shingles over top and then halfway of shingles underneath. This row of shingles halfway through the vent is over top, and then half of it is underneath, so it's better in that sense. They just missed a nail in there, so we got nails missing here and there. Yeah, this one, it's lapped correctly as well, and it's got all its nails. It's just missing some sealant. Yeah, this looks good. You can see they got silicone over the exposed nails. Shingles come over approximately halfway through it. If they had got another row, they would have been way down here, so this is closer to center. So that looks good. Looks like our seal actually to the pipe here looks good, like it's not gonna leak water in. If we give him a price, at least he has something to think about. And then we'll obviously give him prices for the immediate repairs that he's worried about, like, you know, getting water draining in that corner where we started. We'll give him options for resloping the roof and then putting in another drain there. Probably put on the high priority list where the power comes in. We really don't want to leak there, right? That could be bad. We'll coat them on, just Castagering all this flat roof torch on, just because it's showing cracks and wear everywhere. Down the line, it might be nice to Castagra this roof, it's probably going to cost less than retorching on, or, you know, putting on any other kind of roofing material, and it'd be a good candidate for it.